Everybody, welcome back to Purplatypus is the name. Today we are talking about Tyre. So, yes, elephant in the room, I suppose. First of all, don't call me that. Second of all, I haven't played this game in probably over a month at this point, not even logging in and doing my dailies. So why should you even listen to me? Why should you even care what I have to say? I'm not sure how much I'm going to keep playing the game, if I'm being completely honest. But I do think it is relevant that I am still, having not played for a month, I'm number 359 in overall power rankings in the game. And I haven't, I used to be like number 74, all right? So yes, I may not be the most up-to-date on literally everything. However, I have played this game more than most people have ever played this game, even at this point. So I do think it is, I think I got something worth saying. Only other thing of bad news is I do have my media account still, but I didn't get this character on them. And I don't have them on this account. I did like 20 summons, whatever I had saved up. You can see here, cleaned out. But I don't have this character. So we're going to have to preview him on this screen. Good news is I did pull it up here. If we take a look at my... I did pull up this site, which is great. You know, it's always good. But pretty much everything that is... all the abilities that they have, right? 1, 2, 3, 4... like these 5 abilities are basically the 5 he's using, right? The other ones are going to be abilities that are probably good and situational, but they're not like his special abilities. So I actually don't think, like most characters where you have a level where you really need to pick both of these things and you can't possibly use all of them, this character seems like he's able to pretty much use everything he needs to use right out the gate. So we are going to use this. I am going to use the, it doesn't matter. We'll look at the 5-star version. But let's just take a quick look at the 1-star version of the Historian. So the way his passive works here is basically at the start of combat, he's going to gain a knowledge. All right. And then scrolls are going to start popping up at the start of every turn around him. Right. And then you go pick up scrolls, you get knowledge and you pick up scrolls. So he's building stacks of knowledge. You start with 1 knowledge at level 1, star. Then when you pick up a scroll, you get a knowledge. When you pick up a scroll, you also get a move again, and you get a buff. But what's the point of this knowledge? The scroll itself doesn't do anything. The knowledge itself doesn't do anything. You can consume stacks of knowledge to cast historical skills. So these are actually all very strong, mostly because they are instant skills, and they're just fantastic. One thing to note, this character is a pacifist. I think they do have this attack, so I think they could literally attack. But it doesn't seem like outside of this, they have a single attack. And I think they just didn't want to give a character without the ability to attack. But for the most part, they're like a pacifist. They're going to deal 0 damage directly. So his whole, all this text, these walls of text is basically saying he gets 3 instant skills that he has access to. But they consume the secondary resource of knowledge. Inflict move 2 and vulnerability 2 on an enemy for 2 rounds. So vulnerability 2 is great. Move 2 is great. Again, this is instant, so it's fantastic. Instantly dispel 2 debuffs for all allies within a 2-tile range of the target. Additionally, recovers HP equal to 30% of magic attack. So that's good. Good at healing. Good at, keeping people alive. And then damage 2 and damage reduction 2 for 2 rounds and heal someone, a single target. So these are all instant. They're all good. I personally like the vulnerability one the most. However, they're all going to be very good at keeping your team alive. So the one of the main differences here between 1-star and 5-star is most of this stuff doesn't change at all, right? The historical skills appear to be the same. All this whole top text box seems to be exactly the same. Unless I'm absolutely mistaken, but it actually does seem like it is exactly the same. It's this bottom one here. So you start at 5 stacks instead of 1 stacks. Initially, he can only have a maximum of 2 knowledge. This gets him up to 6 knowledge. So now you could use up to 3 of these abilities in a turn, all 3 of them, or probably one of them 3 times. And he starts with 5 stacks. So he starts fully loaded. It's kind of like the August thing, right? Where the rage, it starts off low, but now at the higher levels, you just start off with a bunch of rage. He does get movement with increased by a tile, so it's going to be easier for him to get these scrolls, to get more. He gets 2 increased range on his skills instead of the 1 increased range that he gets at level 1. Heals a little bit, and then he gains a knowledge at the start of every turn. So basically, he only ever needs to pick up one scroll, and he can keep throwing out these historical skills every single turn to keep them kind of permanent. And they are powerful, but they're mostly powerful because they're instant, and they are very good. So this is a very good passive. Absolutely. Like, if this was his whole kit, just moved around and cast this, that would be great, because it doesn't take any of his actual energy. It's a whole separate resource. I could go on and complain about how I dislike how they design characters in this game. I like the baseline, I like the visuals, and I like the idea of having a more pacifist character that doesn't deal essentially 0 damage. However, just to quickly rant for a second, I dislike them adding skills. Because they've started adding skills, like this one doesn't have one essentially, but you know, like you'll have a skill, but this skill is actually 3 separate skills. Okay, and now he does have the skill, but his skill that is 3 skills is actually his passive. So not only does he have the 5 skill slots, or the 4 skill slots, because he doesn't have the basic attack, but he also has 3 more skills inside of his passive. And then like a Gus has a skill inside of his, not a Gus, you know, the guy that drops the summons all the bandits. Why can't I remember his name, bro? Now we're going back because I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot, like I don't know what I'm talking about. A combi. I knew it was close to a Gus. All right, I knew it. So they add all these skills, and all of these, they hide skills within this. And then what's even worse, what I dislike here, is like now that they started hiding skills, now that they're also hiding the energy cost, because now he gets these skills, but he wouldn't have the energy to use them. So now they added a new resource, and they're hiding more skills inside of these sub skills, and they're adding sub resources. So he gets to do all this stuff. It just, I don't like this level of power creep in this way. I don't like the design of these kits. But I'm gonna stop ranting. We're here to enjoy the game and enjoy why this character is very strong. Let's just get that out of the way right now. This character is very strong. This is an incredibly powerful passive. All right, if that's all you want to know, that's all you need to know. So instead of his normal attack, like if you look here, they actually have him set up with no normal attack. So kind of interesting. But Caged Reverie, this is a very cool ability. It is 2 energy, 7 turn cooldown is huge, but that means it is powerful. Lasts for 2 turns, and it gives him an aura. Increase damage by 15%, increase piercing damage by 15% for all allies within 3 tiles. Allows them to share damage taken. You're not getting bursted down anymore. I mean, anything that's designed to one-shot kill a character is not gonna one-shot kill 4 characters, like not even close. So this makes your characters feel roughly invincible, if it is an equal damage sharing between all of them. Immunity to attribute debuffs, and at the end of the action, you recover HP. I believe this is at the end of not his action, but each character's action, because they're in the aura, they will recover HP. It could be after his, but it doesn't say like to all allies, right? So it's got to be after the individual characters. This is insane. This is a super, super powerful skill. That's why you only get it 2 turns every 7 turns. I'm sure that there is that way, like 1 in 4 chance to reset the cooldown when you use it. So you can make it so you can keep this up most of the time. Very, very powerful skill. It's an aura. It just happens. Everything, all your allies within 3 tiles, they're getting the damage, they're getting the healing, they're getting the immunity to debuffs, they're also getting the share damage taken. So it's going to make your team feel invincible while doing more damage and healing. This ability is kind of insane. So when we get to, I always want to look at the reaction second, because it just reminds me of how it's actually set up like in a real thing, right? Attack and reaction. The reaction, very simple. Before being attacked, you dispel 2 buffs from the attacker and decrease damage dealt by 20%. Keep in mind, this is not a once per turn. This is not a no resources. Whenever he gets attacked, it says by anything. I assume it's not AoE, but like literally at range, close, far, here, there, all around. Whenever he gets attacked, you dispel 2 buffs from them. So if they're trying to do a bunch of damage to you with all their buffs, nope. You just removes 2 of them. Then they also decrease the damage dealt by 20%. So that's kind of insane. I assume this does not work on AoE, because that would be a little too insane. So incredibly powerful reaction, incredibly powerful, what I would consider normally a basic attack, but it's just like a skill. Now you get to the good stuff. Not still more good stuff. Restores 4 energy to a specific target. So this is Candle. You know, Candlelight this was like unique to her. I think hers is a little bit different in some ways, like special mission. I don't remember exactly how it's different, but this grants move 2, speed 2, attack 2. Attack 2 isn't like insane or anything like that. This actually would, there's a good chance that this doesn't actually end up doing anything, because you'll probably have a different way to get, like, I've had a lot of characters like attack 3 and attack 4. But still, move 2, speed 2, and attack 2 all in one while giving them 4 energy. Also, keep in mind, these are all going to be combinable with your instant speed historic skills. So you can give them damage 2, damage reduction 2, heal them up to full, then you give them 4 energy, and then you give them 2 attack, 2 movement, 2 speed. So they go right after you with attack buff, damage buff, and a movement buff and full energy. This isn't like broken, but this is very good. This isn't like, there is a skill like this in the game with Candlelight, but there's nothing like this with this kind of kit. Candlelight has some good stuff, but it is not on this level at all. It's magnitudes behind this. So just this being here is part of like an option you could use, because you're bringing Candlelight for the 4 energy almost every time, unless you really want the Hangman team bonus. But this character, you're bringing them for this, you're bringing them for this, you're bringing them for, you know, for this and this and this. Then you just happen to also be able to have this in your back pocket when you need it. This isn't necessarily why you're bringing them, but it's so powerful that it's just there. Seed of Wisdom. Dispel 1 debuff from all allies within 2 tiles around the target, granting them speed 2 and meditation. So here we go. More. Meditation restores energy at the start of the turn. So based off the wording of this, it doesn't say start of the round, right? So start of the round would be when, you know, you go from round 1 to round 2, everyone gets an energy. This means when their turn starts, they get an energy. So instead of getting their normal, like, whatever energy they get an additional 1. So this is huge. And you're dispelling debuffs, and you're granting them speed, so they all get to go, and you're just fixing energy problems. This is such a strong ability. This ability is cracked. This ability is cracked. It just, you, like, here's the thing. It's just like, if A plus B equals victory, this guy is A or B. What I'm trying to say is, he does not equal victory on his own ever. You can't put him, like, August can just solo clear tons of maps because he's very strong. You can't just put this character in any random map and have him clear it. He doesn't actually do anything on his own. But if he is like, he's like a force multiplier. So maybe not A, it's like A times B equals victory, right? He is the B. He is the multiplier. So you need something. Almost, if you put a shitty unit and then you put him with B, you know, he's still going to multiply them and make them stronger. But the stronger a unit is, the stronger he's going to make them. It's just like, he is such a force multiplier to your team. It's insane. You can't use him alone, but as far as supports go, I mean, holy shit, we're not even done. We haven't even gotten to what I think is probably the best ability. And these are all cracked, bro. Meditation is fantastic. Again, within 2 tiles around the target. So you can target something within 0 to 3. So you could target yourself, or you could target something farther away. And then it's all within 2 tiles of that. They all get the speed bonus. They all start recovering energy. Again, he can grant himself this meditation, which he probably wants to, because these abilities all require a decent amount of energy. Now we get to Campfire Night Talks. I think this might be straight up his best ability. Inflicts AoE sleep and Tipsy on him and all characters within 2 tiles for 1 turn. So yes, this will put your allies to sleep if they are around you, but this will put enemies to sleep, all characters. So if you're fighting a boss, this ability is not very good, but anything where you're fighting as normal people, being able to do an AoE sleep is actually disgusting. And giving Tipsy is actually a positive thing. 30% crit and decreases damage taken by 10%. So you could actually use this with Rawia, right? Because I think she can get multiple stacks of Tipsy. So that would actually synergize with her pretty well, but do you even need it? I don't know. Point is, you're increasing everyone's crit chance, and you're giving them, decreasing the amount of damage they take. And you recover 60% HP and remove 3 buffs from himself. So it's a big self-heal as well, and removing all the debuffs. Here's what's strong. Sleep is a bound effect. You can have like equipment that makes you immune to this. You could even just put an equipment on this that makes him immune to it. And then maybe like if he goes last because he's kind of slow or something like that, maybe like you could have him speed up. I don't know. I'm kind of theory crafting here, but you can remove debuffs from allies. But you could basically either just go send them into the enemy line and put them to sleep, And he can make himself immune to sleep, or you could build a team specifically around not being able to fall asleep, right? Being immune to like the bound condition. So very, very, very strong ability. AoE sleep with an AoE buff and a big self heal, and being able to recover insane amounts of energy, give everyone incredibly fast speed, give everyone attack, give all the enemies vulnerability, give them move down, give you move up. Give yourself shared damage and AO and aura of damage. It's just like, he's cracked, man. He's cracked. He's cracked. He's super strong. And I would recommend pulling for him for sure. The only reason you wouldn't pull for him is if you have literally not a single strong DPS in your account. And like, okay, like you need a strong DPS. Okay. You need something, you know, if your whole account is just like Coco, I don't know, Tyre, and like Angel, I don't know, all in support style characters, then maybe I guess you don't want a second copy of Tyre, is what I'm trying. That doesn't make any sense. Point is, he's very good. 99.9% of players are going to want him, and probably 100% of players actually want him. Insanely cracked. Good. You should pull him. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching Sword of Convallaria with me. That's all for today. Much love. Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip flops. Bye.
On the rise, watch the news go.